Welcome back. So in this lecture, we shall be analyzing the Dockerfile that we created in the previous lecture with the Blazor server project template. So let's switch over to the Visual Studio. So I have kept the Dockerfile open in front of us, which was created at the root of this project, Docker Blazor server demo. And now let's inspect it layer by layer. This is one layer, second, third, and the fourth layer. So in the first layer, we can see that there is in all the four layers, there is a repeating pattern that each section starts using the from keyword. So this is a from keyword, and so are these. As I mentioned earlier, images are like onions. So they are built up with lots of layers, one on top of each other, one on top of the other. Now let's break this all down to understand what each step is doing. All right, this is the first layer. Okay, so this first section, it defines the base image that we are going to use to create our application's image, although we are not actually going to use it till the end. It's provided by Microsoft and contains just the .NET Core runtime. This one. This supplies the .NET Core runtime. We are setting the working directory to be app here and exposing ports 80 and 443, which are the ports the container will listen on at the runtime. Now we'll come back to this first layer at the end. Now this second layer, which looks even bulkier. So this section is responsible for building the application. So it takes an SDK image from NanoServer 1903 as built. So this is based on another image provided by Microsoft, which contains the full .NET Core SDK or software development kit. Now here the work directory command sets the working directory inside the container. Any actions will now be relative to this directory. This is the source directory, src. Now then we copy the CS project or the project file to the container's working directory, then run a .NET restore. And again, we copy all the other files with this copy command in the project to the working directory before running a .NET build in the release configuration. This is the release configuration, and release configuration, it will create a release version on the output directory, which is app/build within the container. Now this one is a smaller step. This is a publish step. Now this third section, the previous build is taken as the base for publish. So from build as publish. In this step we have done the building, and in this step, third step, we are publishing it. So the previous build is taken as the base for publish, and by running .NET publish, the release version, again the release version of the project is published on the output app/publish directory in the container. And finally, the last section, this is the last section, is what creates our final image. So from base as final. Here you can see that we are using the base image from the start of the file. This one, this image. Okay, so from the start of the layers, first layer, this is acting as the base for the final. Now this was the .NET Core runtime image. Now we set the work directory to app and then copy over the published files from the previous published layer. Okay, so copy, this is the switch from equals publish. From the publish layer, we copy all the files to the app/publish directory within the container. Now finally we set the entry point. At this point we set the entry point for the application. This is the instruction that tells the image how to start the process. It will run for us. Okay, so this is in a nutshell the analysis of Dockerfile layer by layer.